Oh, that's okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for checking us out. This is Sins and Consequences, a Blades in the Dark actual play podcast. Tonight, we have the full crew back together again. We're picking up right where we left off, but before we do, let's introduce our players. We'll start with Ethan tonight. Ethan, I don't have anything exciting or interesting to ask you today, so you have to just tell us about
I've got my own little story. But my name is Ethan. I'm going to be playing Vay Helker. He is a spider or devious mastermind. In the last session, he had a quick visit from the demon that cursed him, which he's continuing to push off farther down the line, which I'm really relating to with that of like, I'll do that later, and it's like a 5-minute chore that takes 6 months to get to. So we'll see if we ever get to that one. And then also, I got hit a little bit, and we're putting up barricades and scoping things out. So that's the character. My quick update this week is that Facebook betrayed me, and so I saw a notification from Facebook a few days ago that went, "Hey, Adam wants to be your friend," and I went, okay, sure, I can see that. I'll hit accept. And then I got another notification today that said, Adam accepted your friend request. And I went, I didn't send the friend request. Adam sent the friend request. And so I think Facebook made me look thirsty by putting out the messaging of, hey, this person wants to be your friend. And I'm like, okay, I don't really use Facebook a lot. And then it went over to Adam and went, Ethan really wants to be your friend. And I think you accepted because that's the message you got. And so I just wanted to clear that up right now. That wasn't really me. It sort of was. I'm on Facebook a few minutes a week, but I'm not in there scoping out new friends. So that was more the robot than me.
He was bamboozled.
That's bizarre because as soon as you start talking, I'm like, I never sent you a friend request. What are you talking about? What's from you? Dude, we just got parent trapped. By something.
By Zuck.
Yeah, you got Zuckerberged into the parent trap.
Are we his dad?
I'm his dad. Dio, tell us. Now that you're drinking something, I need you to talk. Yeah, Dio, how was your week? And tell us about your character.
Oh man, I'm gonna start with my character. I am playing Albatross, and I have put myself in deep shit. Decided to kick a vampire or push or stab a vampire off the ledge, and now we both want each other dead. The question is who hits the ground first. And as for my week, it went pretty uneventful. At least that's the most I could say. But not really much that happened beyond just cleaning up a little bit of the house and I guess just lounging about.
That's fair. And any thirst incidences that happened to you were on purpose? They weren't orchestrated by Facebook?
None that I could hope of. None that I hope of. That's nothing.
There we go. CJ. The Indomitable. How was your week?
It's pretty neutral. I mean, my shower got clogged. I cleared out the clog in my sink only for my shower to be like super clogged.
Oh no.
Like, great, thanks, cool.
It's the grossest.
Okay. You gotta get one of those hair traps.
See, I did. Oh yeah, hair trap. Yeah. But the I can't get the twisty little the stopper out. I can't get it out. It's like I looked up like, okay, it's like twist it. I'm like, okay, I'm twisting it. Nothing's happening.
Yeah. No, my wife has very long hair, and for the first 6 years of our relationship, I pulled out fistfuls of hair at least twice a week from the bathtub drain. Yeah, she's got she's a native woman. She's got very long hair. And it's braided almost every day, so it goes down to her butt, but it's in braids. Yeah, no, she's got crazy hair, right? So there's a lot of it, and I know because I find it in the bathroom all the time. But yeah, no, I have gotten very good at removing hair from drains. There's a special tool you can get at the dollar store, CJ. I highly recommend it.
I did. I got like those like the thing snakes, but I guess it's too far down, like the pipe snakes or something.
Oh, that far bad, eh?
Oh no, you need one. You need one they got like there's a special hair one, and they got like little hooks on them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I do. I can. I'll grab it right now.
Okay, no, my bad. I didn't mean to accuse you of getting the wrong item.
I want to see it on camera. I don't believe it. No.
My bad.
Let's see this hair hook thing, or I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Also,
Make
I
sure
play
it didn't
Myri.
happen.
She is a tinkerer. She hasn't done anything of note today. A leech. That's what it is. That's what it's called. Not a tinkerer.
Yes.
We are
A leech who
barricaded.
tinkers. We are barricaded. That's what she did last week. She knocked over some stuff, and now we're in the zombie situation.
Yes. And last, not least, maybe not least, Adam.
Oh, that's me. Hi. My name's Adam. Hello. I am playing Ludes. It's been 2 weeks for me. I didn't get to do the thing in between. I have been working a lot of overtime at my day job for the past 2 weeks. So like my brain is cooked. On top of a bunch of other, I guess, optional stuff that I have subjected myself to. So dude, I don't remember what the fuck was going on. I just know that it was bad, and there were a bunch of naked dudes. Right? Is this right? There was a bunch of naked guys that were coming after me or something? Or is this a nightmare?
Yes. No,
Oh,
they
yes.
are not
Okay,
wearing
good.
clothes, but they don't have genitals. So there's.
Wait, am I naked? No, just them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
it's not
All
a
right.
dream.
It's
and
loose.
then-
You never know.
Well,
Then
yeah.
there's me.
Ludes, not nudes. It's different.
Ooh. Sorry. And then of course there's me, Aaron, also known as Poultrygeist. I am the GM for this game, and I am playing a horde of naked men, and
Just like usual.
one woman who is currently, one woman who crawled across the ceiling and was attacking Lutz and Albatross. That's who I'll be this week.
It's a female vampire.
It is.
Yo,
a
I
female
hope this
vampire.
doesn't affect
It's a
your
lady.
decisions moving forward.
The Albatross's claw is still very, very deep into that vampire shoulder.
Listen, we don't kink shame on this podcast. If that's the start of something great,
We'll find out.
And this is it, and this is how I met your mother. Way.
That's why we play. We play to find out.
yeah. This week, I cut my grass today, which was rad because
Keep talking about it.
no, honestly, I never feel more manly than when I cut my grass. I don't know why. I'm like very concerned about the environment, except when it comes to my lawn. I'll use I cut my lawn twice today because the grass was too long for me to do it at the proper length the first time. So then I did it again. That's so I had to do it at the second height, and I don't regret it. Like if the world explodes tomorrow because I used too much gas today, fuck y'all.
Was
That's
it
all
more
I'm saying.
satisfying the first time you did it? Was it more satisfying, or was it more satisfying the second time?
It was more satisfying the second time because then just the aftermath. Like my lawn is gorgeous, Ethan. I have a beautiful lawn.
So I have a question then. Who's your lawnmowers manufacturing, and can we get them to sponsor the show?
It's Kabuto. Or
The Pokemon?
yeah, it likes the
Okay.
Pokemon. But and chances are probably not, but I'll ask. And I've been having a particularly sassy week, even when I was mowing the lawn, because my neighbor cut his lawn on Wednesday because he doesn't have a job. He's retired, it's not his fault, but he doesn't have a job. He cut his grass on Wednesday. He cut 3 feet onto my lawn to make me look even worse for not having cut the grass yet this year. So then I cut 3 feet onto his lawn, as I always do, so that he has to cut the grass twice. And we go back and forth, and we do this all summer long. This is
You guys are gonna fight.
What I love about these types of feuds, it's possible that he's not in it at all, and that this could all just be you going, that son of a bitch, and he could just be a nice guy.
Dude.
but to be fair,
Oh my
okay,
God.
because I know my neighbor won't listen to this because he's old, and
And he doesn't work. We know this.
yes,
He's got time. He's got time.
I highly suspect that he frequently peeps on me and my wife. Like it's one of those things where I've caught him. Like if me and my wife don't make it to the bedroom during times, I often find him loitering in front of my house. That's all I've noticed. There's a correlation between those two things. I'm just gonna say that. And so yeah, I'm gonna cut his grass, but only like a little bit of it, and I'm gonna cut it so short that you know, he didn't even offer to pay.
Oh, man.
Create the vendetta.
Yeah, no, I've been extra sassy this week. I also got into a brief altercation with a woman at the post office because I went to reach into my pocket and grab a pen, and a pack of smokes fell out because I've been a smoker for almost 20 years. And as someone who's been a smoker for 20 years, believe it or not, I already know it's not good for my health. And I'm trying to do something about it over time. But she felt the need to tell me that it wasn't good for my health. And then when I said I'm well aware of that, she continued to explain why it's not good for my health. And I'm just like, listen, lady, read a fucking room. Like, I'm at the post office. And yeah, I don't know. That happened on Monday, and I've been like sassing it up ever since. So prepare for a sassy session.
We're in for it.
Ladies and
Oh
gentlemen.
boy.
Hope everyone's stress isn't too high starting off into this.
I'm
Man,
dead.
Dylan is gonna be the mailman.
I'm so dead.
And yeah, so let's start with a recap of what happened last session, guys. So last session, you guys wanted to explore this space where you first encountered, excuse me, where you first encountered my burps. No, where you first encountered the vision of the sun. And while there, you guys did some exploring. Myri fell unconscious and slipped into the water, where she actually found kind of a strange location, a strange vision, potentially like the past lives of other people flashing before her eyes as she drowned in the water. But you saw what presumably might have been a cathedral of some kind, and you were rescued shortly thereafter, and you guys were looking around. You decided to explore the old library that was attached to this space, and when you went in, you found hordes of as Adam calls them, naked men, as the rest of us might call them, hollows.
It's not like I'm weird.
That were
You're
perched
a
on the
little weird.
ceiling, kind of like bats, and they begin to descend and fall very slowly. They stand and try to do something to you. None of them have actually attacked you yet, but as you guys were running and navigating this space, you got separated. Ludes got separated first, I believe, and then Albatross went after him, or vice versa. I do not remember.
It was the
But,
other way. Albatross fell, and then Ludes did like a triple backflip.
That's
Landed.
right.
Landed.
Yeah.
Yes, and you stuck the landing, and you found yourself face to face with a female vampire that has been chasing after you. The two of you are on one part of the library. You guys are on the 5th floor, if I recall correctly, down. So you've navigated down 5 floors. Ludes is currently leaping off of a banister with his climbing kit like a grappling hook, swinging onto the 4th floor. He was about to get mauled by this vampire as she was going to jump onto him. Albatross intervened, and now Albatross is standing with his claw in the back of this vampire over the banister. Down below on the ground floor, Vay and Myri have found an exit. So there is an exit that leads into some old canals, heading out in the general direction of Silkshore. But they've decided to barricade themselves and hopefully be able to create a path for once Ludes and Albatross rejoin them. As again, hundreds of these hollows are kind of converging upon them. We will start with Vey and Myri. As you guys are destroying, mostly Myri. Myri is destroying these old bookcases and throwing up makeshift barricades. Vey maybe looks behind him, and you see two figures. You see a rotund man wearing a large frog head, and a lithe woman wearing a bird's mask and brightly colored robes. And two items come rolling across the floor to your feet there, Vey. And they leave.
Uh-oh. Oh, and they leave immediately. What are the items? Vey would look down. What are the items?
Well, Dio, do you have an idea of what the item is? I think we kind of talked about it before the session, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
It's gonna be an explosive with a bunch of needles around it, but all of them are empty.
Yes, so it's like a bomb, like a grenade full of syringes.
What the fuck? Okay.
And
Deus Ex
Myri.
Machina.
The
Dios Ex
Or sorry,
Machina.
CJ. Myri did not do this. CJ set this up.
Bag of trance powder.
Okay, a big old bag of trance powder. Yeah,
That
Actually,
good
it's
shit.
yeah. You would recognize it, Vey. Trance powder is this kind of like silvery substance. It's a drug that people use. That has various effects, but it's kind of like DMT. If
that's
you're
fair.
familiar with DMT at all.
You ever do DMT?
Yeah, I've done a ton of it.
Is that the one that makes you see the machine elves?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I've seen them.
Okay,
Been there, done that.
I haven't. I've never done that before, but I've heard legends about machine elves. I don't know.
Yeah. Pattern recognition is a crazy thing in the human consciousness. But yes, with these two items there, Vey, you pick them up. The figures, whereas probably quite startling to see because you definitely weren't expecting them, but just as quickly as you see them, the items appear and they disappear.
Wow, it's
Ooh.
like the start of a new episode. So I think, Vey would pick up the two items and toss over the bag of trance powder over to Myri, seeing as how that is very much her field of excellence. And then maybe hold on to the explosive needles
Yeah.
just for a round to kind of see where things go.
Yes, and so let me paint the scene here a little bit, guys, like beyond that, because as I said, there are hundreds of these things clamoring. They're very clumsy, very slow, and some of them are moving towards you and some of them are just kind of moving in random directions, but the ones that are closest to you are reaching and attempting to claw at the two of you, and kind of like the zombies from World War Z, they're like fumbling their way into like moving over top of the barricades. And so at this point in time, Myri and Vey will need to push back. And so I have created a clock in the intervening weeks called, oh wait, I apparently didn't create it. So let me do that right now.
You let me
False
down.
advertisement.
Oh no, I did make it. It's just in the wrong folder. There we go. So it's a clock, and it is called Overwhelmed. And you guys will actually have dueling clocks, and so there will be a second clock. Both set at 3 out of 6. So one overwhelmed and the other one called underwhelmed.
If the story is not interesting enough.
Like, we just
And the
No.
audience is
Like,
underwhelmed.
I'm
Let's
just
change
going home.
topics.
Forget
Yeah.
No worries. This will probably get trimmed in the post, but No, and the whole point of this is these are what are called dueling clocks, guys. So dueling clocks, they both start at the same level, half full. Failures will push overwhelmed up and underwhelmed down, and vice versa for the other. And I'm just playing on the word underwhelmed and overwhelmed. But yeah, it's basically whether or not the scene that Ludes and Albatross find themselves in when they finally do make it to you, or if they make it to you, what's the situation they're going to be in? Have you regained some control over the situation, or are you guys overwhelmed? And also, if you become too overwhelmed, like, you may actually start dying.
Boy.
So yeah, at this point in time, do either of you have anything you'd like to do?
Well, maybe real quick, Faye's gonna go and pull out a blade or two and just start trying to hack at some of the upfront people, trying to push them back a little bit, using a bit of a skirmish.
All right, and well, let's talk our options through. So that's gonna be risky for sure. Risky, and a blade or two, tier 0 weapon, limited effect. Now you can push yourself for extra die. You can push yourself for greater effect. You can get an assist from Myri here, if she would like. You can assist yourself with foresight if you can think of a way to use it for extra die. Yeah, and if you want a devil's bargain, I'd be willing to think of one. I don't have one right now.
Yeah. What is push myself again? I really should know this. We're like week 7 into this.
You take, yeah, it's okay. You take 2 stress. And then you can either add 1 die or increase effect. So right now you're at limited effect. And you could push yourself to standard. So.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna take the roll. I think we're early on. We'll just we'll see how things go. This will be either a good idea or hey, all right, that's a 6.
Oh yeah, 6.
Hey.
Yeah.
Who needs more die?
One of these
Yes.
ones is fumbling over top, and you lash out at it. Describe how you lash out at it. Like, what knife are you holding? What does fate look like when this happens?
Yeah. So they would have one arm kind of outstretched with one knife, and then another one kind of close to his body, and the one up front's being a bit of a measurement as he kind of gets himself forward, and then just he approaches up to that first one. He pulls the farther reached hand, and then just starts kind of jabbing in with the one up close, just kind of ending up very left, right, left, and I guess hacking away at the face or the arms as they kind of come in, being pretty precise with his movements.
Yeah. So yeah, you managed to keep it at bay. So we'll gain 1 point on overwhelmed and lose 1 point, or other way around. Sorry. But yeah. You guys have a slightly better control of the situation than you did before.
All right.
They, as you kind of needle this thing, and it does recoil in pain. It almost feels like just slower than the average man. Myri, is there anything that you would like to do at this point in time?
I was thinking using the powder on the guys nearby, so like they just become loopy.
You just
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
little pocket sand.
And what
Does
would
it
you like
smell
to
like
roll
cocaine?
for that?
Rest in peace, Dale.
It's a good question.
No wrong answers. We can figure it out together.
Because I haven't. It looks like I haven't chosen anything for my loadout. Like if I say I have something on there, could I say I make something that's gonna?
Absolutely.
Okay. We find tinkering tools,
Yeah. Why not? That sounds perfect.
and then I want to make, like, I guess it'd be like I'd also have to check off Bandolier to say I have like something to like put it in as like some kind of like base thing.
Do you want
so
to throw
that,
it in a bomb?
Sure.
Because that's one of the things you can pull out of a bandolier.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
I wonder what Myri is gonna roll.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think give me a tinker or a wreck. We're gonna combine these two actions. So
Okay.
if you give me a tinker, it's gonna increase the effect of the transpouter. If you give me a wreck, it's gonna increase the effect of the bomb.
Tinker.
All right. So give me a tinker roll now. Would you like to push yourself? Ask for a devil's bargain. Bay can assist you as well.
Oh man, I miss the spirit warden page. I miss those 4 pips.
Yes.
I'll push myself for an extra dice.
Okay. Take your 2 stress. Give yourself that extra die. This is gonna be risky for great effect.
Let's go. Oh, come on.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a failure.
So many die, none of them green.
No.
Suffer harm. A complication occurs. End up in a desperate position.
Oh, shit.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
you are holding a bomb.
I am holding drug. I am holding bomb. I'm holding drugs.
Yeah, Myri,
Oh.
I think this is gonna be the most fun. You end up in a desperate position. You go to throw the bomb, and it explodes. Before, like, you cook it too long, basically, and so it doesn't quite make it to like where it needs to be. And when it explodes, the trance powder blows up in yours and Vay's faces,
Oh.
and
no.
2 of you start hallucinating.
Oh, no.
no. Holy shit.
What could possibly go wrong in that scenario?
I love it. I love it. And so, yeah, as you look at Vay, his face is kind of drooping and twisting, and he looks like a witch. And we go to Ludes and Albatross. Ludes, you just managed to swing down from the 5th floor down to the 4th. You still have 3 more stories to get down before you're on the same floor as Myri and Vay. You don't see the vampire and you don't see Albatross. You just had this epic moment where you kind of Tarzan swinged into the next level.
Oh yeah.
In front of you, Ludes, you see rows and rows of empty spirit jars. Some of them broken. You also see what is like a very makeshift cot and quarters.
Huh. Okay, so when you say rows and rows, is it like bookshelves, except instead of books, it's like these jars?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was imagining. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it's like what was that movie? Brain Scan, with all the brains on the bookshelves. So, oh man. At a quick glance, I mean, are any of them occupied?
No, there's only one
They're all
cot.
empty.
Oh,
No, I mean the
the
jars.
spirit jars.
Yeah.
At a quick glance, yeah, actually, I'll say that there's probably like 2 or 3 that are.
There's a couple.
And
Okay, so
Yeah.
most of it's empty. Okay. And looking around on this level, are there a bunch of these nudists? So what the hell are these things? Are these like a construct thing? Are these like
I think you got it
animated-
right. I think they're just nudists.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
They're,
found
they're
their
just
rave.
nudists.
They're just
you
like,
know.
come on, guys, take off your clothes. It's cool.
So
But,
you
like-
would recognize to some degree, like I don't know how up to date Ludes is on his like academic work, but
No.
these look like people.
Okay.
You've probably heard the term hollow before.
Okay.
You may not be intimately familiar with what that is or what that means, but
But they're like, because there's another thing called a hull, right? The hull is like a
it is a
artificial
machine,
thing.
an automaton
Okay.
that you build
Okay,
and
okay.
force a spirit into. Yeah.
Okay, that's my confusion. So these are hollow. This is like an animated body without a soul.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All
A
right.
hollow makes a vampire, a hull or an automaton makes a hull when you add a spirit to it.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Oh. What the fuck? All right.
And
Three
to answer
swings down.
your first question, no, because these levels are covered, there's not any, or they're kind of falling past you. like,
Okay.
Into
Okay.
the main floor.
Gotcha. So yeah, they're like tumbling over the railings down to like the ground level. Or I
Well,
guess
they're dropping
underground,
from the
whatever
ceiling.
The base is.
They're dropping from the ceiling. And so,
What
like, the very.
fuck is going on in here?
So they're like all up here and stuff.
Yeah, but, like, at this point, like, at least 1,000 have fallen from the ceiling. Now, a lot of
So
them.
many.
Yeah.
What the fuck? All right. I don't even know, dude. All right, so he's used his like grappling hook from his climbing gear, and he tied off around the waist, and he like dove off like a majestic falcon or something like that. And you know, he gets to the end of the line, and it tugs at his waist, and you know, he kind of goes limp, but he's no longer graceful, and swings back, and you know, slams into a bookshelf and tumbles down, and the hook comes off of what was hooked on and swings down to him. Kind of reels it back in, looks around, and he sees these bookshelves lined with mostly empty or broken spirit jars, with a couple that are occupied. He sees the cot. Looks like somebody's been living in here. Does it look like it's been occupied recently?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
someone's been living
definitely.
in
There's like a pile of these books where someone has like made like a campfire almost.
here. Out of the books?
Yeah, out of the old books.
that's
like
cool.
so they,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's very evocative. I don't know what it evokes, but it does. So, fuck. Man, I gotta get down and I gotta get out of here. I know what's going on. I know my buddy's up there getting attacked.
Is he really your buddy though? How close are Bane or Ludes and Albatross?
I've known him for several days at this point.
That's
He's my
fair.
best friend.
Okay.
Almost a week.
Yeah, dude, Lutz is a real lonely guy. We don't need to get into that right now, but he's a real lonely guy.
You said
It's
hi,
fucking
we're
weird.
friends now.
Yeah. It's like, he's like, hey, buddy. And I'm like, you mean it? Am I really a buddy?
He manipulates
and,
Facebook to send people some friend requests.
Dude,
Zuckerberg.
so weird. So, yeah.
Albatross is like, I
I
didn't mean to send a friend request.
Dude, Facebook is like, these guys are supposed to, they know each other. They should be friends. And I hope that keeps happening because, you know, yeah, so anyhow, all right, so here's what he's gonna do. He's gonna go and he's gonna like start rifling through these empty spirit jars, and he's gonna find one that's occupied. And what I want to do, hear me out, this is gonna get weird, and I don't know if this is how it works, but it's how it works in my mind. He's gonna find one that's occupied. He's gonna crack that fucker open, and he's gonna huff the spirit that's in it.
What?
Okay.
And I'm gonna use that as an attune test to activate my The Devil's Footsteps ability, which says maneuver to confuse your enemies so they mistakenly attack each other. So what I wanna do is I wanna take that spirit in and then like, whatever weird shit happens in my brain real fast when it's in there, and then puff it out, and in my mind it like aerosolizes into like fragments of a soul. If it goes, let's see how it goes. Let's roll and see how it goes.
Okay.
Man, we're all getting high in this episode.
Oh, of course we
Past
are,
that
dude.
spirit,
Let's
yeah.
fucking go. And
So yeah,
that's
let's
in
roll and see how this goes.
addition- That's in addition to my regular pushing. So I gotta push it. So I'm gonna get my 2 stress.
Yep.
And I'm gonna push it real good. What would you say position and effect would be for this?
You swallowed a ghost. It's desperate.
Swallow. I didn't swallow. I inhaled. It's different. It's in my lungs, not in my stomach.
My bad. You inhaled the ghost. Still desperate. But I'm gonna say, I'm assuming that you're gonna have it attack the vampire.
I want these things to start like ripping at each other.
Yes. So actually, you can take back 2 stress. Just push yourself once. This is one of the effects that attune can do. Attune or command, you can do that to ghosts. Is command them to do things.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Only 2 stress to push yourself for the extra die, but I'm gonna say it's for standard effect. So desperate for standard effect.
Okay.
You can push yourself, or ask for devil's bargain. I don't know if foresight comes into this.
I'm pushing for great effect.
Okay. It's a partial success.
Partial success.
All right.
I'm partial to success, so let's do it.
Okay. Describe how it's successful.
Okay. Well, let me get my character sheet back because it's not reacting the way it needs to. Come back. There it goes. All right, 2 stress for the push. I don't want to let me stress. Stress.
We had this problem one other time too.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh.
That's okay. I'll add it to you, and
All right, cool.
Go ahead and describe.
So, all right. So he's gonna, and he puffs in this ghost, and I don't know what this ghost. I would imagine that in addition to whatever else is going on, he probably gets a little bit of flashes of like this ghost's whole deal, but all that stuff flashes before his kind of fading consciousness real quick here, and then puffs it out, and like it spreads out from between his gross teeth, and like mists out, and like kind of grabs out and starts getting into all of these empty bodies. But it's like fragments of the soul, so it's not enough to turn one into a vampire, but like little tiny fragments into a bunch of these holes. Or no, they're not holes, they're hollows. And
Yes.
they start like going nuts and like ripping at each other. So instead of like coming after our guys, they're just like the heap starts just decomposing itself. It's ripping at each other.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna introduce a serious complication to this. It does work. So, on the underwhelmed clock, you can gain 3 slices. And
Where does
There
this
we go.
menacing music just come from?
that's just, it plays in the background. That's just my life. But no, so yeah,
I'm just hearing your sorrow.
fragments, as like probably like 6 or 7 of these hollows at first start attacking each other, like Vay and Myri, you can see it, like maybe even feel it, like a shift in the urgency of them coming towards you, as like they start lashing out at each other, and they start moving very quickly. Like they were very slow and like almost slovenly, like sloths when they were like approaching you before. But when they start attacking each other, it's like very sudden, jerky, and just like how an inmate might shiv another person, but they're just shoving their hands through each other. And we're going to introduce basically they're becoming frenzied. And so, yes, they're distracted. They're mostly paying attention to each other, but they are moving a lot quicker. They are a lot more dangerous than they were. And that is the serious complication that occurred.
Sorry, guys. I thought it'd be cool.
That's okay.
What
The
are
ones that are
those?
like right by you guys aren't. It's kind of at the center of the room and it's slowly spreading out. But of course, while that's happening, we have Albatross. Albatross bravely, I believe the way you described it, I was just listening to it a couple days ago. You shoved your claw into the back of this vampire as Lich jumped off to stop it from leaping after him. And the vampire is turned around, and the two of you are basically like holding each other at this point in time. You are face to face with a female vampire. Her face, like her cheekbones and everything, are just like stretched back like she's been starving to death.
Ooh.
Maybe hasn't eaten in months or years.
Staring at lunch.
Girl Snickers bar.
Well,
Yes, and you did not take any harm last time, but you are in a desperate position. Whatever you do, it's going to be desperate.
then I started blasting.
So anyway, I came in blasted.
You gonna start blasting?
That same claw that's inside of the vampire starts to whirl, and the wrist just clicks into place, and he's going to fire point blank directly into the chest of the vampire.
All right. Are you picking your fine long rifle or a fine pair of pistols for this?
It would be the rifle itself, but without the actual rifle attachment, so it's actually his
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah, just check it off on your items there, because it changes your loadout. That's why. So yeah, and what are you rolling here to launch that off? I'll say this, because of the way you described it, hunt would actually not be the most efficient roll you could make.
It would have to be like skirmish, right?
I would say skirmish is probably your one. But it like, I mean, you can make a pitch for any of them, obviously, like that's how the game works. But
Because I have sharpshooter, I have two options. It's going to be either make a range attack from extreme distance, or unleash a barrage of rapid fire to suppress the enemy.
okay. No, I like that a lot. I do like that a lot. You still gotta you push yourself to do one of the phone. Yeah. So you can push yourself and do the barrage of rapid fire, because she's right in your face. So I'm assuming you're not attacking at extreme distance.
No.
But what are you rolling?
I will roll skirmish, and I've pushed myself, so this doesn't.
Okay.
It would just.
So when in this instance, when you push yourself, it's to have the special effect. You don't get additional benefits beyond that.
Okay.
But you can house rule. You can push yourself like for the other one as well. So you can push yourself for extra die or increased effect. I will say, because you are pushing yourself to do the barrage of rapid fire, and I've already established that you're in a desperate position. You're desperate for standard effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I want to push myself? Yeah, screw it.
Okay. Take 2 stress, and are you increasing the effect to great, or are you taking an extra die?
I will take the extra die.
Fair enough. Do you want a devil's bargain?
Absolutely.
Knew it was coming.
Oh boy.
No matter what happens, both of you will fall into the pit.
Oh, I was
Oh,
already
shit.
under the impression that we're both falling into the pit.
You're not falling, no. So she was going to jump, you stopped her. That was what the situation was.
Oh,
So-
bless. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm
so
all
give
for
yourself give yourself an additional die, and make your skirmish roll. So I believe that's 3 dice for you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, not nice.
No.
Not nice.
No.
That
No.
was
Oh.
Albatross,
Oh
you
my God.
fire through her, and it knocks you back, but she's got her hands like kind of in your thigh, in your like hips, and so as she gets blown back, both of you tumble over the side. Well, say you hit the ground, Jay. I'm going to give you an opportunity to not die here.
Okay.
And
But
you get a
you
new
do
character
take
sheet.
damage, and the damage comes in the form. It's a level 3 harm. No, level 2
Oh,
because
man.
no, it's a level 2 harm because you already said you're wearing armor. So congratulations on that. Level 2 harm as she bites your shoulder and almost tears your arm off. Like she just digs her mouth like so deep, and like unlike vampires in like in our world, like the real vampires that live up the road from you, they don't have fangs. These are human teeth.
Just like your
Ugh.
your next door lawn mowing neighbor.
Yeah, the vampire. He's a vampire and a pervert.
God damn it.
But yes, take a level 2 harm called spirit. Call it once bitten.
It's Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's
Or
good.
is it the song? Is it the song or the movie?
It's the movie. It's always the movie.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Why did I ask? I'm sorry.
But yes.
Um,
So Ludes.
I was going to say, given the contents of his blood,
What the
What-
hell is going? What's in his blood?
would that have an adverse effect with a vampire?
I don't know. We'll see how you roll on the next thing. If that might come into play, but probably not. I'm not gonna make your blood poisonous for free.
Damn it.
What? What?
but it's backstory. No.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna ignore it. I won't ignore it. But yeah, I'm not gonna let you just like kill a vampire because you bit you. But yes, so Ludes, you turn around and like you've done this thing. You see the crowd of hollows below getting more frenzied, and they're attacking each other, almost swarming into each other and away. But then then like almost immediately, you hear some gunshots, and Albatross and this vampire drop, and you see it. And we're gonna slow down here, so all of you can see this happening. So they, Myri, Ludes, and obviously Albatross can see Albatross and the vampire falling to the ground. They are dropping. Each floor is 10 feet. You were on floor 5, 50 feet.
Oh no.
That is enough to potentially kill someone. I will just say this, Dio, you've never been with me in a GM before. I am not afraid to kill characters. I am setting the stakes here. Somebody needs to do something to save Albatross.
All of steak. Isn't there like a sea of naked dudes down there?
Yeah. Well, that's its own set of problems. But right now, he's
Oh
about
my
to fall
God.
to his death.
Can I study his descent? No, that's not gonna do anything. I don't know what the hell that would even do. I don't know what I'm even talking about. I don't know. I don't know what I can do.
Oh.
I see a play that will study if you want to do like that kind of like a Rube Goldberg kind of thing, like study see if like if I shoot this and then this like beam is gonna like slide up, it's attached to a rope and then like
Because
I don't
it'll
even
swing
think it
across,
shoots.
something like that.
I will say
I don't
this,
shoot.
Adam. I will say this, Adam. You have some pretty cool physical abilities and a climber's kit. You have
Throw a grappling hook and hit him in the head with it. Oh my god, what do I do?
Hitting
Yeah,
in the
'cause
head's
you-
a pretty good
you
option.
are able to perform a feat of athletics that verges on the superhuman.
I am, but That'll stress me all the way out.
Well, so we did talk about this last
But he'll die
time.
if I don't. But he'll die if I don't. I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
All right.
I gotta do it. I gotta use the Devil's Footsteps, which is the coolest thing. And I'm so glad that I got it. I mean, dude, every special ability in this game is at worst pretty cool. So, fuck. Okay. Here's what I gotta do. I got Finesse, right? I'm gonna use Finesse. I'm gonna use my Climber's Kit. I'm gonna use my Devil's Footsteps thing. So.
All right. So here's my house rule about when you reach maximum stress. And some of this is actual rule and some of it's house rule. I always increase the effect to great at a minimum.
It sounds great.
Because this is like the cool thing you did that like right before you go out. You're also not out of the score. You're out of the scene. So if this carries on past like this immediate threat, this immediate moment, you will return to the score at 0 stress.
But I gain a trauma.
You gained a trauma.
Cool, let's do it. Let's get dramatic. All right, so God, this is desperate. It's got to be desperate.
Yes, it is. It is desperate. Take your XP.
Gladly, I'll take it.
And I also have a foresight that, like, if we're trying to do something big, and we've had 2 failures of 3 die, and so I definitely want to add a few more die in there, because, like, I mean, 3, of course, is going to fail, but 4 can't fail.
Yeah.
All right.
Describe how you assist, Ethan. We can workshop it. We can workshop
No, for sure.
Idea.
Go
I'll
ahead.
tell you my idea so that we can make this combine. So he's he's just done his thing and he comes back to it and he gets a vision, when he huffs that ghost, and like that ghost has probably been on the shelf for, I would guess, a long time. And like he sees what this ghost has seen recently when it's in this spirit jar on the shelf, and he sees, I'm guessing, stop me if I'm wrong here, but this cot, and these books and stuff like that, it's got to belong to this vampire, right?
No, it doesn't.
Well, then I don't
It belongs to a diminutive man, a dwarf.
Okay. Ooh, I didn't know we had those. Why can't I? Should have played it. All right. So anyhow, forget all that. None of that matters. He has a vision, and it's like the ghost. The ghost is like, oh, I missed my dog, and he's like, oh God, I missed my dog. But so he's got it, and he pulls back the grappling hook that he had used earlier. I already mentioned he pulled it back in, and he gets it, and he's like, as he sees the guy start to fall, he's like, shit. And he's just got enough time to, he takes the hook, and he swings it, and then he kicks it, like those cool, like the meteor hammer things, where the girl in Kill Bill, and she swings the thing, and then she boots it, and it goes through, and it wraps around the railings on the banister once, wraps around, and then goes down, and then I'm gonna hook it onto the vampire that's grabbed onto him, and I'm gonna jump off, and I'm gonna try to act as like a counterweight to slow the fall. And hopefully, at the end of that jerking motion, snap the vampire off of him, but still slow his fall. But I'll fall too.
Okay. I love it. I do. I get what you're going for. Yeah. Go ahead and give me that finesse roll. Now, with that, before you do that, you might get 1 extra die.
Oh.
Because of the assist. Did you take the assist die as well?
I did.
Oh no!
So let me describe how I assist in a way that does not help at all.
I spit on him. Oh my god.
Aim over there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll say for this, maybe Vey grabs a rod that's got like a rope tied to it quick and throws the rod forward, but that either maybe it misses or maybe it grazes Ludes, and that kind of attributes to that miserable roll. My God, these rolls.
Oh my God. That's 2 2s and 2 1s on 4 die.
It's
It's the worst outcome. This is what traumatizes you, Lutz. If
Dude,
it doesn't
he
kill
misses.
you, I'm gonna tell you
Misses.
right now. You fall and the rope snaps.
Oh.
Like you jump, the rope snaps. So they do slow down for a split second. So do you, but then you fall. All of you are falling. Ludes, you're gonna take a level 4 harm, which is fatal. You can resist to reduce that to a level 3 harm.
Yeah.
Or you can
Yeah.
pop armor and reduce it even further.
I don't have armor.
Do you have
don't have
okay.
You have more kit?
No,
Yeah, like
I'm 3 out of 3. I don't have armor.
Okay.
Well,
I would resist to reduce that to a level 3 harm.
So I roll what my worst thing, my resolve.
No, not your resolve. That's only for doing things. This would be a prowess.
Okay, so I got 2 dice.
Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately, this isn't. You're gonna succeed on resisting it anyways, and you're already traumatized. But you got the 6, so it's 0 stress.
I got a 6. Yay! All right,
So you hit the ground hard.
Oh man.
Yeah, we'll come back to you because I want you to take some time and think about what trauma you have. But you're out of the scene for now.
Fuck me. All right, I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna pee, and I'm gonna look at fucking trauma in the book.
Yes. Albatross. You saw that. I will say that because that, I mean, he took a trauma for that. Everybody pitched in for it. You have an opportunity still to do something to help yourself. CJ and Ethan also have an opportunity if they can think of something they could do from where they are. They are also still hallucinating. Like we're in the moment by moment minutia here. This is all happening in like Matrix time.
This creature has now bitten into my arm
Yes.
and nearly ripped it off.
Yeah, you took a level 2 harm. So like you have -1 die, like, or I think it's negative effect or -1 die, I forget, but one of those two. Yeah, you have -1d to any roll that you make.
Okay, and I'm trying to remember how doing flashbacks to make it work, because I'm looking at my loadout and I'm seeing all the items that I have. Can I use a flashback to switch an item out? Because one of the items I have is a Spirit Bane charm, and I haven't really had a use for it per se, other than
Spirit Bane charms are 0 load.
Well, and it's also one of those things where like people like hit the items at the beginning of the score, but my understanding is that like you tick it off as you use it. And so if you haven't used an item, it doesn't have to be ticked off, and that's basically just another like number that you have to fill up during the score.
Okay. Yeah, shoot, because I'm and climbing gear would be 2 items anyway.
Yeah, like I'll say like you have an unusual weapon for 1, you have armor for 2, and the fine long rifle for 2, and you've used all of them.
Yeah.
So a flashback really wouldn't help you change that, swap that out. A flashback. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you could, like, you could use a flashback. I just don't know what you would use it for. Here, you might use a flashback to learn more about vampires to see if you can get the upper hand in this moment, and that would be a 0 cost flashback. To like gather information about vampires, but I think you're gonna have to make a roll, Theo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to do something here.
So, one question is this the type of situation where I could say throw a vial of slumber essence to where they're going to land as a way of slowing
Yes.
down the vampire?
Yeah, I think that's totally some. So like the biggest issue right now is that they're falling.
Oh,
Right, and like there is like a slowly growing and frenzy mob of these hollows between you and them, but I'll say that they're close enough you could run any of them. You're also hallucinating.
there is no hallucination. Yeah.
But if you were to use the slumber essence, I mean, it would be risky because it might affect Albatross more than it affects the vampire, but it might slow the vampire down here. Which might give him the upper hand in the moment. Like, that's something you could do, for sure.
That's fair. Better ideas at the table?
The only one I still have is my Rube Goldberg slash a rope that leads to another thing, and then something like goes loose, and then they swing so that he could grab it. It's angled like that or something.
The old chandelier trick.
When
Yeah.
you have this bomb, you could like blow up like a section of railing and see if that helps.
Just see if it does something good. Who knows?
The needle bomb?
Reckon.
Yeah. No, she has the bandolier. She has the bandolier.
Oh, you've got the bandolier.
Yeah, sorry, not that bomb. Don't throw syringes at a man who's falling to his death. Yeah, and we are paused in time here, guys, but like this is all happening in the moment. CJ and Bay, are you going to intervene? Like, are you gonna do anything
I
in
want
this
to
moment?
try.
Absolutely. Like, I guess my question is, do you want to stop him? Stop the damage from the fall? Do you want to stop the vampire? Do you want...
I was trying to stop or soften the fall.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? You could move. You could maybe... I know, my dog is going a little bit better. And she's done. Okay. Yeah, so... I'll just say this, Myri. You could direct the hollows. Like, you could find a way to force the hollows to move to make like a cushion for them to land on.
Okay.
Right? Because there's like a lot of these hollows here. So if they land on them, they're just landing on soft bodies.
I guess so.
That's my pitch. I'm not sure. Again, like, you could like destroy the environment or do something like that to like give Albatross an opportunity to grab something. Because yeah, like we'll say he's like kind of like on the second story by the time we'll get to his action. Like this is all happening again in slow motion. Boots is still falling at this point, but
Don't worry about me.
yeah.
Let me just add some more problems to the fucking problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, if he lands on them, then he's just on a body of monsters that will want to attack him.
Oh my
Like,
god.
CJ, I like your Rube Goldberg idea, whether or not that's like a chandelier swinging by close enough that you know he can grab, or a chain
And
or
that
whatever.
would be
Like,
something that you guys could do as a group action too. So like one of you could lead a group action and do it together.
Okay.
I have a crazy idea, but I'll let you guys pitch in whatever you want to do first.
Yeah, we're gonna need a crazy idea. Like, let's just say that this is not a not crazy situation.
I want to do the chandelier thing.
Okay. So, maybe we'll start with the roll. Yeah, I think that's maybe the best way to do it. So, yeah, you guys tell me what you're rolling, but I'm gonna set the situation to desperate. It's not getting better.
Yeah.
Good news is you get XP.
So are we doing this as a group thing, or?
That's up to you and Dave. Like if like you are more likely to succeed when you do group action. You both roll the same action roll. You guys cooperate together to make that action roll happen. The leader takes stress for anyone who fails. 1 point of stress for anyone who fails.
And it doesn't matter who, like, I don't know if this is like a study where Myri is better than Vey with that, like.
But they can still lead it, and so yeah, I've been reading the rulebook more closely. I read it every week, and yeah, group actions I was doing incorrectly at one point. Someone declares themselves the leader, they take stress for anyone who fails, including themselves. But if anyone succeeds, it succeeds. You can still push yourself, you can still assist, or someone who's not in the group action can assist. You can also ask for a double spark. But
that's fair. All right, so I'll say then that they should lead it just because I have less stress.
Okay.
But I'm happy to do
I have 3 things left.
I have
It's mighty big of
5.
you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so do you think study or survey?
I was looking at the survey. It's technically I'd say between survey or rec. How many do you have in survey?
I've got 1 pip in survey and 0 in rec.
Okay, I have 1 in survey. I have 2 in study, but I don't know if that's.
I would take a study. I would take a study if that's. Yeah, I would take a study.
You can try to examine the events to understand a pressing situation. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Let's do that one.
This is a pressing situation.
Yeah.
Are either of you going to push yourselves? Make sure that you give yourself as many die as you're going to give yourselves before you make the roll.
I feel like I gotta push it.
Push it real good.
Yeah, I'm good, but yeah, if you want to push it for that, and then I'll not, and then take whatever the stress is afterwards.
I mean, you're only taking 1, right? Is it 1 stress as a group? Because it'd be 2 if we both fail.
Oh, it's 1 or 2. Okay, yeah. You know what? Let's push it. Let's push it. Let's save Albatross.
Push it to the limit.
Are you good? Okay. If you're gonna push, then I won't push. We're doing study.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, this scene will end once everyone is out of immediate danger, and Ludes will be back in the score with 0.
Yeah.
But he will also need help because he has a level 3.
You said desperate for what?
It is desperate for great effect. It's gonna work if you can do it.
All right.
You ready?
Go.
And roll.
I said success.
We got 2 successes.
Woo!
2 successes each.
Oh.
Guys, describe what you do. I remember this is Blades in the Dark. If there's something that you wish was in the scene, just tell me it's there. You guys have succeeded. What happens?
You landed $1 million.
I think it's got to start with looking over to the wall and seeing like the chain come down leading up to one of those sconces and like hitting that with a weapon and having that chain start to roll. And then Rule Goldberg, CJ, what's the next step?
So I'm trying to think. Give me a sec. I think it's more of like maybe there was like a rope holding like up some like that's like wrapped around some scaffolding, and then like that was like from all the bodies now falling over, it's starting to break, and then slapping that makes the like that gets rid of the support, and then that crashes into the side of the wall with like bookcases where that chandelier was being like held, so it like snaps, and then it gets like it's like shit. I don't know.
No. I like that. So it comes in, it snaps, and then let's say it would like it would push over a domino of bookshelves at some point. So like tung to tung to as it kind of like fall, and it would kind of go around the corner, down again, and hit like a chandelier that would like shoot out, and with that, it would like go down and catch up to Dio and the vampire with like the chain
Oh yeah,
coming
it's like it was like attached to something, and then it's like it starts swinging down. You get like the things up above, like the holders, get like thrusted. So like as it's swinging, that's so much force, it just like snaps out and like lowers to his level.
Mm-hmm.
Fair. Okay,
Now it's
yeah.
desperate
yeah.
action.
Yes, and so it swings in it kind of, if it was a linebacker, but it's a chandelier, but if it was a linebacker, it tackles them kind of out of the air, so that downwards momentum becomes like sideways momentum. The two of them skid to the ground. A little bit bruised, but not mechanically harmed. Ludes, unfortunately, you missed. And so he is laying down. You're not sure if he's alive or not. He hit the ground pretty hard. Albatross, you and this vampire have skidded. There's some distance between you now, like it wasn't able to maintain the grip as it was moving and it got shoved. But it's there, it's looking at you. And she says, "You've come here and you don't even deign to allow me to feast. You're useless."
Hold up.
You wanna eat? You eat my ass.
Albatross pulls out a notebook. As this is hold on, wait, just one sec. I got a witty remark here for you somewhere. Wrong book.
I love this, like
Please
pulling
hold.
the book out from like the inside of the thing. It's like 1 second, just kind of like scrolling through real quick.
Elevator
Vampire.
So as Albatross is looking through his notebook, the vampire looks to Faye and Myri, who are like, their eyes are kind of glazing over, and their pupils are just growing super wide.
Tapping those.
The drugs are starting to take more effect.
The birdies are all not in the sky anymore.
Very not sure if what they did actually happened, and just like so Vay would just be looking and like kind of like re-examining the multitude of events, and it's like no.
So trance powder is not a real life drug. It's not an equivalent to a real life drug. Trance powder is magic. It does cause hallucinations, and it also it limits fear and cognitive function. So as you guys succumb to this, like, keep that in mind with your roleplay. You are at a point where you may become more fearless, but also less capable of making complicated plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna play it.
Let's
Cool.
see how
I just
the session
figured
goes.
I'd throw it out there in case anyone wanted to know what trance powder
It does help. I was definitely making assumptions.
is. Yes. Okay, Dio.
I see 5 notebooks in the back.
None of them have what I needed. I've been cleaning up my desk, so it doesn't help any. Yeah. Well, I don't think Albatross is really in the mood for witty remarks at this moment. He just, we got some distance, right?
Yeah, like there's like a couple feet between you. Like you're not like right on top of each other anymore. I'll be generous. There's 5 feet between you. There you go.
Albatross just wanting this vampire to just be out of the picture for the meanwhile, so they get the fuck out of here. He's going to basically push himself to the limit. He's at max stress. He wants to make sure he wants to make sure that this problem is taken care of. The other creatures, it's whatever. He doesn't know that his cohorts are tripping off of whatever the fuck they've taken. DMT, I guess.
Something like that.
But this vampire needs to go. He's going to aim his arm out and fire and aim for the head. He's going to use his sharpshooting to do it as precise as he possibly can to make sure that this creature is taken out. He's gonna push himself to max stress. And I'm gonna use Hunt to try to shoot him in the head.
Okay, I love it. Go ahead and give me that roll. You've pushed yourself. You don't have the stress to push yourself for the +1 die. And I'm hesitant to give you, because you're in a really fucked up situation. I don't know if I want to make it worse.
Okay, so I get a -1 for the once bitten.
Yes. Which I think automatically applies, but I don't know for sure. Actually, no, just I think when you go to make the roll, it gives you the ability modifier, just hit -1.
Okay, and then because I'm pushing myself to max stress with sharpshooter, would it
yes, so it's gonna be great effect. And it's gonna be desperate, yeah. Desperate for great. A lot of desperate rolls this session.
Yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
XP.
We're we're in a bad spot. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. I wasn't fully, I don't know why I wasn't, but I was not fully expecting you guys to come here like last session. I'll be totally honest. I had this planned for like when you guys were a little bit more powerful, but here we are.
Well, sorry.
No, it's all good.
we could always come back?
I don't know. You gotta be able to walk away before you can come back.
True.
We might stay here forever.
Well,
Hey, what game do you guys want to play after we all die here? Sorry. Let's,
New
let's go.
crew.
Blades in the Dark too.
Electric
But
Boogaloo.
but let's see what happens with when I start. Am I technically? Yeah, I'm technically finger blasting this guy.
Okay, finger blast this woman. She is a woman.
Yeah, it's
True.
So finger blast this woman.
Okay, I'm too nervous to roll, but it won't happen until I do it.
The neighbor's watching.
Hey.
Success.
Hey,
likes
I did it!
So yeah, you launch a barrage of bullets and PB and J it.
What is that?
That's
I'm-
King Spring.
wait. That
Penis
was
body
nice.
jaw. Sorry, it's penis body jaw.
What? What is what? What does
So
that mean?
so it's like, but going from
Yeah.
penis body jaw.
Yeah. You PB and J it. Term everyone knows.
It's a well-known
oh.
term.
Oh lord.
Everybody says that. Everybody knows about
Yeah,
that. That's
so-
not weird. You're weird.
Yeah. So she kind of like kips up and she starts running at you, and yeah, you fire off, and it's a rifle. It's not an assault rifle, so it's not like da-da-da-da-da. It's one bullet, you two bullet, 3 bullet, 4 bullet, 5 bullets, and it just collapses like kind of like with her head at your feet. You're sitting in a prone position, and yeah, you've killed the vampire. And you see that the spirit tries to release, and there's like it can't. The spirit is bound to this body and will die inside of it.
Would the spirit wardens come? Or not because it's bound? This is like the kid asking
Yes.
the teacher for more homework.
Oh yeah. No. The spirit wardens are not going to come right now. Because you're below the city. I'm just gonna say.
I mean,
Yes. It is dead. I just wanted to assure you that you were not about to also get attacked by a spirit. The spirit is bound to this creature and will not.
oh bless.
Yes.
Oh shit.
So yeah, you are at this point now. The frenzied crowd of hollows, as much as noise as you're making, are more focused on each other at this time. So there's a few stragglers towards the outside that are just kind of very slowly flopping around. but that frenzy in the center, you see like flesh without blood being torn and thrown into a pile, and like they just kind of keep centering in on themselves. Loots. Did you pick your trunk?
Oh, absolutely. He's
Tell us
reckless.
about it.
He's reckless.
That sounds about
Makes
right.
sense. It sounds about right. Okay.
Because this situation, this thing that absolutely should have killed him, didn't. So he's invincible.
Oh my god!
And that's what's going through your head as your whole body is pounding. Your head, your chest, everything. It hurts. And you start kind of like crawling towards where you see Albatross, and in the distance you see May and Vay and Myri kind of behind these bookcases. Guys, the score is basically over. Just tell me how you guys leave.
And real quick before we leave, you mentioned a dwarf bed.
No, I never say anything about that.
Again, dwarves, fantasy dwarves are not a thing in this game. When I say dwarf, I mean like a person with dwarfism.
Oh, it's a little person.
Yeah, and then the bed is
Okay.
just a cot, but he was talking like he actually saw a spirit and was seeing the memories of the spirit, and he
Oh,
sees.
it was the memories of that. Okay, sorry. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, is there another person here that like I was just like, we're just gonna call out our name while we leave. But if sorry,
Well-
that was.
Ludes didn't have time to talk about that. So, yeah, he just...
Oh yeah.
Ludes lands, and he's like, he hits, and he's like... As he's like crawling forward, and like it's like the most labored, like it's like he's like digging his fingers in and like dragging himself forward a little bit, and he's
Albatross, your heart is beating a mile a minute. You know you almost died, like a few times in a row. Did you pick your trauma?
Obsessed.
Okay. Fair enough.
They feel like
you
such
can
deeper
act
characters.
in this time. You can act in this time. Perhaps you go and you get loots and you bring them.
Yeah, he
Myri and Vay, as they kind of limp over towards you, the trance powder takes more full effect. And yes, there's bloodless carnage happening in front of you, but it's not what you're paying attention to. You guys see this as it's bright and it's beautiful, and there's like sun streaming in through the windows. And Vay, you hear a voice.
What does it say?
It says, "This library shouldn't exist. It's not the right one for me." And the roof collapses.
oh shit!
And you two both see it. As the roof collapses, it's like sunlight. It's like the sun is sitting on top of the ceiling and it's just pouring into the room. Ludes and Albatross see that these hollows start to burn. And they like literally turn blackened and
Oh, God.
like smoking.
Are they like igniting?
No,
Is
it's
it,
more like
smoldering?
it's
they're
like
smoldering.
ooh.
Oh, so they're like ash and shit, like blowing off of them in the breeze.
Yes, I mean there's no
Oh, that's
breeze
fucking cool.
because you're underground, but yes,
Uh,
imaginary breeze.
whatever.
Yeah,
there you go.
it's
I got
it's our story.
really
There's breeze now. But yes, you guys are able to convene and exit.
But first and foremost, all these creatures are now disposed of essentially, right?
Yes.
Sounds like more or less.
Albatross will take this moment, given his new obsessive nature, to look for anything of value inside of this library.
This is a big library.
It is a big library, and so for that there is going to be a payoff, and it's going to, like, narratively it'll be over the course of probably a few days because you guys can come and go from here.
Okay.
But yes, you are going to get money for this. Don't worry.
Do I see that crazy sunshine?
You don't.
Okay. What? The ceiling still intact?
No.
The ceiling collapsed?
The ceiling collapsed and fell down into the center, but you guys are kind of moving towards the door. It's
Oh,
collapsed.
but then they and Myri are seeing this sun as like that. Yeah, I
Yes.
see.
Is there,
Yes.
do I see anything up there?
When you look up, you see the black sky.
Okay.
There's a hole like in a street somewhere.
Oh, fuck. All right. So yeah, because I imagine like at this point, like, you know, Ludes has gotten like onto his back and he's like, you know, kicking himself forward a little bit, scrambling away from the collapsing ceiling. And
Yeah. Now
you know,
it's.
barely making
I
it
will
out of
say
there, but,
this is not a Raiders of the Lost Ark. The whole thing's collapsing. You're in immediate danger thing. The ceiling just collapsed, like as if something pushed through the ceiling.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like, you know, he's scrambling. He's on his back. And he's like kicking and scrambling away from, you know, the collapsing ceiling.
Absolutely.
The light of the Lord is beautiful.
Ready? Oh, our friends.
We gotta get out of here. I'm not feeling good here, guys. I think I. Oh. What the hell are we doing out here? I regret everything.
It's funny.
What have I signed myself up for?
This feels like the perfect fade to black moment where like maybe there's like a pairing off of like one person really happy, one person almost dead, kind of arm in arm walking out.
Yes.
What the hell are you talking about? You guys are on drugs.
No, I'm just kidding. All right.
Yeah. And so you guys do make it out. You guys eventually return. Albatross, like, if you want, you can leave Loots with the two high people and take some time and explore. We're gonna go over all of that in payoff. Because that's what's happening next, because you guys did finish the score. But before we do, let's take 5 or 10 minutes here. We gotta switch energies a little bit. I think we could all use a breather.
Okay.
No worries. So, ladies and gentlemen at home, drink RC Cola, best soda in the world. Yeah, we'll see you in a short little bit here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you for enjoying your RC Colas. If you didn't enjoy your RC Cola, that's how it's intended to be. You're not supposed to actually like it. It's just supposed to exist.
You're sending mixed signals, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
I resent
That's
that.
the thing. I love RC Cola. It doesn't taste good. I don't know what's so hard to understand about that.
I resent that too. You take that back.
It tastes fine. I mean, it's cola. Like it's fine.
It's my favorite cola, please.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess so.
It's Chicago
There we
staple.
go.
I miss Jolt.
Oh my god.
I don't. I'm like really glad because like my heart couldn't handle it.
My heart.
Oh
My
man,
heart.
it'd be perfect for the time, but Jesus.
All right. So we just finished a score there. Which means that we get to do the fun part here, payoff. I mean, the score is the fun part, but this is even more fun because you get money. After score, you take stock of your income from the operation. A successful score generates both rep and coin. So you earn 2 rep by default. If the score is a higher tier than you, take 1 rep per higher tier. And I gotta double check. This is one of those books where they put it in order, but I can never remember if it's if they include the word "the," which they don't.
That is like I've been having struggles being in America, knowing where to find America in like the drop down searches, because sometimes it's America, other times it's United States, other times it's the United States, and
Oh my God.
it is just it's too much for me. And Canada was way easier.
Yes, it was, because it was just the first one, or maybe the second, because Cambodia. But and Cameroon, actually, yeah, it was like 3rd or 4th on the list.
I realized if oh, sorry.
No. So the faction that you faced off against is known as the Horde.
Makes sense.
And it's a tier 3 faction. So you guys gain
Oh shit.
4, 5. 5 rep.
Cool.
What is it?
Cool over.
What is it with us facing some high tier like?
It's hard not to when you're tier 0. I'll just say
I
that.
mean, true.
There's actually like not very many low tier factions in the book, though there are tier 0 and tier 1 factions that aren't named in the book that just kind of, low level crime stuff, kind of like what you guys are establishing yourselves. So that does max out your rep and it pulls you over. What happens when we fill out rep is that you guys have the option to advance in tier. At tier 0, to go from tier 0 to tier 1, it does cost 8 coin. Now the payoff for coin from that last one depends a little bit on whether or not you want to keep or sell some of the items that you received. But it's a base of 4. If you want to sell the bomb, that itself is worth 2 coin, and that bag of trance powder is worth 4 coin.
Well, the bag of trance powder is kind of
It's so good, man. You want some?
Yeah.
Is it like a
there
half
was
bag
there was
now?
like it was like a huge bag, like it was a lot of drugs. That's why it's worth so much. So you like dosed it, like with a lot of it, there's still a lot of it left. 4 coin worth. Because you didn't use the bomb, it itself is worth 2 coin, or you can keep it and throw it into somebody's item sheet or pull it out during a score.
I opt to keep it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a useful item.
Gimme.
Yeah. So, I'm assuming you sell the trance powder, unless anyone says otherwise, and you guys gain 8 coin. The rest of the coin comes from you guys do manage to return, and you kind of go through the library, and where that cot was, where the laboratory was upstairs, there was just like different chemical and workshop items. There was a small stash of coin in the quarters as well. You guys had somebody from the crew has time to take that. You guys gain some coin from that. Yeah. Before we move to heat and entanglements and all that stuff, do you guys want to advance?
Do we also get coin for the operatory, or did you already calculate that in?
Oh, I did not calculate that in, so give yourself 2
Ooh,
extra
good call.
coin. That's 10 total.
Oh,
damn.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
10 total. Is it fair to say for everyone that we want to up the tier of our cult?
What does it do for us?
Well, I did drop it into chat because there's a few things that happen. Where did I put that? When you advance in tier, you spend the full bar of rep, and then there's a calculation, but it's 8 coin at this point to advance. You each gain 3 stash. It's your new tier. It's your tier or the tier you're moving to plus 2 stash each character gains. So you each gain 3 stash. Cohorts will go from will increase in scale from 1 to 2 people to 4 to 6 people.
Okay.
Your equipment quality improves across the board. So your fine items kind of punch up like 1 or 2 tiers above, depending on the circumstance and how well defended they are against that particular item. But your regular quality stuff punches at a tier 0 level. For instance, when you were fighting the Horde, it was at limited effect most of the time. When you were just like attacking them, you're much closer to being able to attack people at a regular. So your blades aren't shitty ones you bought at a corner store anymore. They're specialty made knives that are actually sharpened professionally. You know, stuff like that. It also increases your ability to craft things at a higher level. And you'll be treated better in general by people who may have looked down upon you previously, as you've established a reputation for yourselves.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like, it'll also let us like punch up more like the other tier factions, right? For like whether or not we do an operation. I think like that's like the big thing of like, you know, a 2 is less scary as a 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's a narrative and there's a mechanical side to it. Mechanically, you guys have been punching up and you've been struggling and doing more limited rolls than you would have than if you were a tier 1 faction. And that's just how the game rolls. You guys are increasing in power. This is the level up.
Hey.
Yeah, this is your cruise level up.
I'm down for it.
Okay, so you guys already had 4 coin. You just gained 10, so you guys have 2 additional coin plus any that are kicking around. You will need to split that up amongst yourselves. But before we do, we'll go to heat. Do you guys gain heat? A city is full of prying eyes and informants. You guys actually do not gain any heat.
I was wondering about that because like I know if you kill someone, it's there, but I'm like, does a vampire would that count, or is that like undergroundy enough?
Also, the fact that we're underground, I don't think people even knew we were there. I mean, probably someone up on the ground floor was like, "Hey, there's a hole now because of the library." But other than that, it's like,
we'll get to that in a moment there. But yeah, you guys still do have to roll for entanglements. So I'm gonna quickly roll that. I'm gonna try and make it public this time. Entanglements. Soul Seekers, not a whisper. All right. So we rolled a 2, which is not bad. So we have gang trouble. One of the gangs or other cohorts cause trouble due to their flaws. You can lose face, or you can make an example of one of the gang members, or face reprisals from the wronged party, or questioning. The blue goats grab a member and interrogate you, but not as badly as you have in the past. Actually, they interrogate somebody in your purview. Not necessarily a party member. And so, yeah. Okay. I am going to choose questioning. I think that makes a lot of sense. When you guys return to your library quarters, you see Daniel Deraviso talking with you see Daniel Deraviso, and he tells you probably Vey, or actually Ludes, because Ludes established himself as the dean of the college. So he'll tell Ludes.
He is
Ludes.
the dean.
A man came by while you were gone. And a man came by while you were gone, and he asked a lot of questions about you, but mostly the one with the curly hair, Myri. He seemed to have a lot of questions about her. I didn't have much to say. I tried not to say much. And I'm gonna make a fortune roll here. Sorry, I'm just reading rules as I'm trying to role play. It's probably not the best way to do it, but here we are. I'm gonna give him 1d because he's not a hardened man. He's not used to being interrogated, but he is loyal to you. Unfortunately,
bad
he
roll.
did not roll well. But I didn't see much issue with speaking with them. As far as I'm aware, you are upstanding, and he had a lot of tattoos, but he didn't seem aggressive. He was actually quite nice. And so you guys gain 2 heat. Or you can make the problem go away with 2 coin.
Honestly, like Ludes would be like,
Do I look like I'm in any kind of state to deal with any of this kind of crap right now? Why are you talking to me? Why are you even talking to me right now?
You're right, sir.
Yeah, do you see how...
Yes. Here. Rest. Again, I'm not a doctor.
Don't touch me like that. That hurts. My everything.
Oh.
oh, I need to add my level 3 harm onto this dude. What do I got?
Ooh.
I just put
battered.
fucked in there, so it should probably have some kind of actual thing.
Yeah. Keep fucked. Put a / battered in there.
Okay, because it says here the effect is that I need help.
Yes. Yeah, it does mean that like what happened to Myri on the 1 score. It just means that like for you to do certain things, like you are so bruised that you should be in bed, and if you're not in bed, you're pushing yourself. You're probably leaning on other people to help you move around.
Okay.
You need help. And you also just probably do need help. You might want to see a Physiker about that.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. I just want to make sure I'm going through all the rule stuff before I get into some roleplay, because some stuff has happened.
I think we take the heat.
I think
I mean,
so.
how are we doing on heat right now? I think we're pretty good, aren't we?
Got 2 pings until we're wanted.
I just put it up
close.
with
Oh, you
that.
already did. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, a little early on that.
Back to
That's fine.
Yes. And we did establish that another source of payoff is that you acquired a vice den, a space that you can take people or people might go to on their own, or that is run by your people, your cohorts, that generates passive income. The way that works is at any time during downtime. So it doesn't have to be at the beginning. It doesn't have to be at the end. At any point during downtime, you can basically roll tier. So at this case, it's 1 die, and subtract heat from that number and acquire that much coin.
no coin.
So it would be no coin now, but if you guys do a bunch of actions where you reduce heat, get it down to like 2 or 3, and then roll.
So. How much does it cost to reduce the? Yeah, you know what? Let's give them let's pay the money.
Okay.
Let's pay the money. Instead of getting the heat, because then we can just.
I think we have 6 coins because there was 2 extra, and then we still have like, it's marked that we have 4 coins already in the bank, so we might as well just toss those to Adam.
Yeah. So split up 8 coin amongst yourselves. You might as well, for all the people involved, take 2 coin each. I think that sounds fair. Because you guys don't have a vault, so you can only store.
And then you said we also get 3 in our stash, though, from the...
Yes, and that is on your character sheet.
Okay.
Where it says coin. You can store up to 4 coin on your person, and you get to add to that. You also had some, I think, from 2 sessions ago as well. Worthwhile to... Yes. At the end of the score here, we're going to quickly do crew XP. Did you advance the agenda of your deity or embody its precepts in action?
I would say so.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
one.
That was
I
the
think you
mission.
found the sun.
Yes. And even before that, I should give you 2 because you guys did find a location that seemed to resonate outside of the library, and then the library desecrated itself.
But
It was,
in a good
it was
way.
gonna happen whether we were there or not.
It's natural.
Contend with challenges above your current station. I'm going to say yes. The vampire and the horde are both definitely above your station. They're both higher tier, and vampires are just scary as shit. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one?
Not yet. Nobody knows about this shit. Well, ooh.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I mean,
So that is what I'll say. Is do you brag about it?
Ludes does, and he's busy. Dying.
That's fair. Does anyone talk about what happened here with anyone outside?
I would say so. I know, like, my plan as Vey was to keep up that the clock of getting more people,
Okay.
and of that, it's going to be definitely talking about these heroics.
Okay, then that's 1 point there. Noting that it will be public information, not public information, but it might get out there into the world. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. Let's give you 2 XP for that. I think you guys expressed your goal. You expressed your drives for sure. Inner conflict as individuals, maybe even the cult itself. Essential nature, yeah. Let's just take 2 XP and we'll move on. At this point in time, we're opening it up to free play and downtime, guys. Does anyone have a downtime action they'd like to do, or even something they would like to do? Yeah. Does anyone want to talk to anyone in like a free play thing, or do you want to go see someone make it as part of a downtime action?
Lude's got a seesaw tooth.
Okay.
Downtown style.
Downtown style. No worries. I'm going over there. Let's look at recover. Okay. Yes. So you go and see Sawtooth there. Actually, Sawtooth comes to you because you asked him to meet you a few sessions back.
All right.
And so he, yeah.
After the
Glad he
bender.
remembers.
Yes. He Sawtooth kind of walks in. And you know it's been about like 8 days since you talked to this, and he's like, I am so sorry, Lutz. You told me to meet you in 2 days, and my mind wasn't on it. I was focusing on other things, but now I'm here. Tell me about your cult. Holy shit, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I noticed it. I don't think this web is supposed to be on the outside like that.
No, that doesn't sound right at all.
It hurts when I breathe, and when I sit, and when I lay down, and when I stand up.
Well, then don't do any of that.
Don't breathe.
All right.
I think it says here on my character sheet that I'm fucked.
Yeah, as a medical professional with a legitimate degree, I have to agree. You're
I don't care about any of that.
All right. So, Sawtooth is a tier 2 physiker. And so he will make or actually I'll have you make it a fortune roll with 2 die.
All right, let's see how this goes. Okay. Force.
All right. So you clear 2 segments on your clock.
Cool.
May the fourth be with you.
Yeah, on your health clock there. So it's a 4-segment clock.
It is vanished. There it goes.
Yes,
okay,
I am
halfway.
Okay. Yeah, you're halfway. One use of coin, you can improve the result of rolls at a cost of 1 coin per increase. So if you spend 2 coin right now, basically you could clear the whole thing.
I'm sorry, I spend 2 coin, it clears the whole thing?
It clears the whole thing and drops it down to a tier 2.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay.
right.
And so that's 1 downtime action. So yeah, he pulls out like a small vial of oddly enough trance powder, and he just kind of sprinkles it on you.
Sprinkles it on the wound.
No, he sprinkles it on your face, and then
Okay.
and then he hoists you over his shoulder
Oh God.
and carries you to his shop, and he takes a big hit of ether and then just holds the canister over your face. When you wake up, your ribs are no longer on the outside of your body.
Where'd they go? Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, I snapped a couple of them off. You didn't need them anyways, and then the rest I just put back under your skin.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So Ludes has Ludes would have come back, and he maybe was laid up for like half a day. Sawtooth comes in. I don't know if you guys saw him or not, but he was there for maybe a couple hours and then took him away for a day and a half. So, like, Ludes is basically out for 2 whole days, or he's not.
So you're now unfucked, or what is the level 2 version?
I got rid of fucked, and it's now just battered.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. So you're battered, level 2 harm, and we'll go to let's say Myri. Myri, what are you up to during this downtime?
Well, first things first, gotta get rid of that stress.
Gotsta.
You got stuff. Can't do cool shit. So what do I roll? I forget, what do I roll? The lowest one?
So, yes. So your lowest there.
Resolve.
Yeah. 1 point in resolve. So that's
Okay.
there.
All right, let's see how much stress. Of course.
Nice. At least you didn't overdo it.
That's right.
I couldn't have overdone it. That's all.
Well,
I had
at least you
6.
didn't overdo it.
Now it's in that
Yeah,
really
listen.
awkward spot where it's
Right?
like, do I roll again or?
Well, no, because if
You'll
you roll
overdo it.
6 and you have 6, you can't overdo it because it's only if you go over.
Yeah.
Right, but like I'm saying, like now there's 4, which is like that's the worst spot because it's
Oh
like
yes, no,
Oh,
that's a
you
yeah.
terrible
take the
spot.
bet.
So yes, you have 2 stress there, lost. Myri, what are you doing? What's Myri getting up to? Like, what is she? Because
Oh.
you're
Bro, we've got a whole new library. Later, losers. Just going around digging, finding, seeing if there's anything that isn't all moldy and gross. Just having a field day, kid in a candy shop.
On your own.
Yeah.
In the naked dude.
They're all
infested
ash now.
Vampire. That you know of. All right. Yeah. Good luck. See ya maybe later.
when you get there, Myri, you notice that the ceiling has been repaired.
Oh.
Not the ceiling, like not fully, but enough that like people wouldn't be able to see it from the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it maybe takes you a day or 2. You actually probably get some rest and sleep. That was pretty stressful.
Oh yeah, I gotta work off that hangover.
Yeah, that trans powder. Well, Good thing about Transpider, it doesn't give you much of a hangover, but it is 8 hours of hallucinating. So,
That's most of your day.
yeah. But yeah, so you you come down off of that. You spend some time in the library. You would have more fun, but it's kind of gross. Like the books.
It's gross, but it's
like,
fun.
Well, because you are like seeing like covers of books, and like they're written in like again old Akarosi, and even other languages that you may or may not recognize. But you know that this is old information and it would be useful information. But like a lot of the books are destroyed. Like you go to pick them up and they're soggy and like wet, and they like disintegrate in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you do spend a good amount of time here, and you manage to pull together a collection of books that are at least possibly readable. But it takes you so long to do that you don't actually get to read any of the books, unfortunately. We'll go to Dio. Dio, what is Albatross doing? You also probably... Well, actually, no, you got traumatized, so you probably don't have a lot of stress.
No, not at all.
One of the
But I do-
best benefits to being traumatized.
But I do have some pretty bad damage.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Do you have a physiker in mind, or are you also going to see Sawtooth? Basically, I can give you a physiker, but tell me a bit about the type of doctor that Albatross would see. What do you see? Because Sawtooth is definitely like a back alley doctor whose credentials are questionable at best. And is addicted to ether. You probably saw him when he came in and took lewds. Bedside manner, not the best.
Oh, I disagree.
Now, if you're willing to see him, you can go see him. But there's also the Church of the Weeping Lady is in 6 Towers. You guys,
Those guys love us.
they don't, but they are healers. You can also just go see a physiker. But yeah, I'm kind of asking, what kind of physiker would you go see?
He would definitely not go to Sawtooth.
Coward.
Out of everybody there, he's the only one that's probably sober and or not having a crazy amount of brain damage.
That's fair.
Debatable. You're traumatized.
That's not physical damage, is it?
Brain damage.
It's mental. Well, is there a therapist in this world? But
Maybe, but
he would try to find a good general physiker who.
yeah, and you would know of one. You would know of one because you live in the city. I don't know where your character sheet went because I'm trying to look to see if you have any friends. Oh, you changed his name to Albatross, so he popped to the top. That's what happened.
Oh, nice.
I swapped.
Yeah. You know what? You go to Night Market because you're familiar with the area. It's maybe even where you live. And in Night Market, there is a woman named Celine. You know her, obviously. She's a sentinel, and she's your best friend. And her job is that she actually stands guard over the medical area of Night Market because people would otherwise be constantly robbing them for their drugs. And so that's part of her job. She is a sentinel that guards over the Night Market physiker and medical area. And so you have the opportunity to talk to her if you would like before you go in and see your good old doctor, Thomas Edelstein.
Okay. And if I'm correct, they're my best friend, right? The person that helps me with
They're definitely a good friend of yours. They're at, like, it's up to you what the relationship is to you. Like, because we haven't talked to Celine. We haven't talked about who Celine is to you beyond some very, very basic details. So I mean, yeah, like, is she an ally? Is she a friend? Is she a confidant? Like, you tell me.
she would be definitely a confidant, someone that Albatross has just known for a very long time. And he would walk up to her and just say, he would be robed up, this time trying to hide himself as best as he can, and address Celine, basically saying, I'm in need of medical attention.
Oh my, yes, you are. What happened there? You've been missing for a bit. I haven't seen you around. What's going on with you?
Let's just say I finally found my way into the they're called the Circle of the Sun?
Circle of the
Flame.
Flames.
Circle. Yeah. Playing for a few weeks now, and I still can't remember the name of this. I finally found my way into the Circle of the Flame.
And her eyes raise. Celine is not a Tycherosi woman. She's actually she's a Rubnian. You know, like a darker tan woman. Tall, but like lean. But she carries like she's on guard as a sentinel. She has like a large shield, like a tower shield that's almost as tall as her. And like a long sword on her hip. She's dressed in regalia right now. But she kind of just cocks her head, she raises her eyebrows. Albatross, that's I don't know if that's something you want to be messing with. Yeah, they're called the Circle of the Flame, but you know that they're just powerful people. Like, they're just people who will bury you in coin.
Okay.
I'm just worried about you.
I know. But anything that could give us a upper hand.
Yes, yes. Here, come, and she'll guide you inside, and there you find I think it was Thomas Edelstein, I said. Yep, he's an Akarosi man. Has a deplorable bedside manner, not quite as bad as House, but he's a little bit grumpy, and he can make a roll. He's a tier 1 doctor, so you can roll basically a fortune roll of 1 die.
So did we get a tier 1 doctor because we upped our cult? Is that how that works, or?
Yes, because he is Sawtooth is 1 tier higher than you, always, because behind the scenes he's stealing from you guys.
For crew tier, would we put it as 1 or?
Yeah. So it's you just go and make a fortune roll. Yeah, and crew tier 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see how much I heal.
So that's 1. You can pay a coin. So again, like Lutz did, you can pay coin to increase the effect.
Yes.
So let me just double check what that'll get you so that you know what you're getting into before you spend the coin. Where's recover? Okay, so you get 1 segment. If you spent 2 coins, you would bump that up to 3 segments. Still not enough to clear. If you spent 3 coin, you could bump it up to 5 and clear 1 level. And have 1 tick onto the next.
1 tick to the next what?
Because your harm doesn't go away; it reduces by 1. I think you have a tier 2 harm.
Yes.
So then it when that fills, it moves down to a level 1 harm.
Okay, so it'd be the 4 healing, and right now I got what?
1 tick on a 4 clock. So if you click on the blood drops where you entered your harm, there should be a clock that pops up on the right. That clock, once filled, will move everything down 1 level. And so level 1 becomes nothing. You don't have harm, but level 2 becomes a level 1. Level 3 becomes a level 2.
And if I spend 3 coin, I could reduce it up to 1, right?
If you spend 3 coin, you reduce it to a level 1 harm, and you have 1 check mark off of the clock to clear off the level 1 harm.
Okay, then healing is priority. He would definitely spend the 3 coin. Can I use and I have stash as well. Can I use that as instead of coin?
So you withdraw stash at a rate of 2 to 1. So 2 stash is 1 coin.
Okay, then I will do 2 stash and then 2 coin.
Okay. Yeah, and what that represents is you're selling items you own. So you go into your apartment because you know you need extra money, and you sell your television.
you sell your mom's TV.
Yeah, you probably you sell a
All
gramophone.
your Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Some heirlooms.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, I want to sell my finest blue eyes white dragon, please.
Oh.
That's my grandpa's card.
God.
Yeah. So when you're working with the Physiker Edelston, he's careful and he moves slow. He sews you up. He does not give you anesthetic. But he gives you like a piece of wood to bite down upon. But he's gentle as he can be. He's quiet, stoic even. Celine is there watching with a grimace on her face. She seems very concerned for you.
Just.
Yes. Yes, and it does hurt a lot. I don't know if you've ever been bitten by a human before, like in real life, but it hurts. It hurts a lot. I once had someone bite my arm when I was a bouncer so hard that they broke the skin and almost like they got to the bone.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awful. Hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. It took about 8 months to heal properly.
Oh my god.
Brutal.
Yep. Yep. Humans are freaking devastating. We're predators for a reason. All right. So we have Vey, of course. Vey, what do you get up to in this time?
All right. Well, I think the first thing that Vey would do is deal with that stress. And so how he would go about that is looking for faith in the waterways. You'd mentioned this before of like the perusing the waterways for horrors and that type of thing. So I'm going to say that's what he's going to do, and then I'm going to take a roll and then see how that actually goes.
Okay. Before you make the roll, you know that in the southern part of Six Towers, there is a man who dresses as a gondolier, but is clearly not a gondolier. Because his robes just don't fit quite right. Like, gondoliers are a tier 3 faction. Like, they're dressed very well in their fine robes, and they have these like ornate decorative gondolas, and they often carry trinkets and charms, and this guy's got kind of like a little shanty boat. But you've heard over the years of living in Duskfall that he has an experience that you'll find nowhere else, and your curiosity has brought you to him today.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to roll. This is going to be a Willy Wonka scenario, no doubt
Oh,
about
God.
it.
The scariest part of that movie.
All right, well, I guess we'll take... Oh, I can do insight or prowess.
Yeah, your lowest of, which I think are the same.
Wait,
right?
do I roll insight, or do I do the general die and there's a...
You
there.
so
Oh,
on
indulge
the general
vice, there
die,
it is, yeah.
yes. Yeah,
Right.
and good news for you is that you can roll 2 die.
Yes.
Take the better roll. The better roll in this case is again, this is a house rule because I punish you guys plenty. I will say you can pick whichever one suits you better. So if you do end up overindulging on your best die, but then you have
Yeah.
another one.
If I get
you
a
can
4
pick-
and a 6, I can take the 4 instead of going over with the 6.
Yeah. Or you can go over if you want to. Like, that's always fun too.
Makes for an interesting story. There's a 3 and a 6.
Yeah, you so yes, you would have overindulged.
I'm not going to. I'm going to take the safe 3. I'm so happy I took 3 die, or the option of having
worries.
2.
Yes. So yes, you go into the boat with this man, and he begins to row. He recites a lot of like poetry, I guess is one way of doing it, like similar to what the gondoliers do. Gondoliers, you've ridden with them before, they chant songs in a language like equivalent to Latin, like kind of a dead language. That if you are familiar with the language, are like vague threats to the sea. This man is attempting to do that, but he doesn't know the language. And so like he's just kind of saying some mumbo jumbo. He's like, oh, snowfall, dos, as he rows the boat.
Bleed blue, bleed blue, blue.
Yeah, exactly. But then you go into
Whatever.
the canals, and again, like you're getting more familiar with them because this is also how you got to that space to begin with. The first time and the second time, it's these same paths, but he takes a different path, and he stops in a room and he lights a lantern, and you see that the ceiling is made of pulsing flesh.
What the fuck?
And eyes open up, and he goes, "Isn't this just fascinating?"
That's cute.
And yeah, like do you want to comment on it? Sorry, I shouldn't say before I.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'll tell you, I ain't never seen something quite so what's the word to put it delicately? No, it's not.
I like the word grotesque. Grotesque is I think the right word.
I like that. I was gonna say revolting, but I think grotesque really covers the bulging of the eyes. And just let that sink in.
Yes, and he guides you for more. Like there's just more under here. You see carrion crows with the body and like gills of fish like try to climb into the boat, and he playfully smacks it away with the oar. You know, you see just things that are unfathomable, and like as you enter certain areas, you see colors you've never seen before and shapes that you didn't think were possible. And he eventually returns you back to the docks, and he's like, it's a curious world we live in, and nothing really matters. Enjoy your day.
It's looking a lot brighter out here, I'll say, and we'll walk
but
on
you
back.
make it back unscathed. We can move back up to Aarom.
I don't want to go that route. So, man, I think that Ludes is gonna take this time to hang out and huff a bunch of ether and almost die a bunch of times for fun. So I'm gonna train his resolve to boost his attune.
Okay, fair.
So I just get 2 experience for that.
Yes, you would.
Okay.
Yeah. No worries.
Nice and easy.
Yeah. And just during all this.
Oh man, he's probably got his feet up on a table.
Okay, so he's at the library.
He's the whole time that's been going on. He's just been there like watching the ghost. What's his name?
Holton Grudge.
Yeah, that guy. So he's just been watching him, analyzing him, listening, trying to decipher what the hell he's saying. He's like,
There's gotta be meaning in these words. This man must be the teacher.
So Jacob would have
Understand,
seen the tattooed man at some point over the last like while the rest of you were in the library, basically. It's just coincidentally, he missed you, but he was you see the tattooed man, you would recognize him as a member of the Path of Echoes.
I had a feeling. Those fucking guys.
Yeah. But he I don't know if Jacob was there like listening to the conversation or participating in it, but Daniel would have definitely told you about it being questioned, and that's probably you spent the 2 coin from the vault to to maybe take him out for dinner or something.
I like it. Yeah, no, it's I don't like the way you've been talking. Questions you're asking. Maybe the answer you're seeking sounds like 2 coins rubbing together. You take this money and pretend you never came down here. Don't come back.
All right. I'll say this much. I'll take the coin. I'll go home. They're looking for her.
She ain't here. I don't know where she went.
Well, if you do, it'd be worth a lot more than 2 coins.
Good
And he winks.
be.
But for next time, think about it. We're down in Charter Hall. Attend a lecture. And he leaves.
Cold, hard stare.
And that was again like while you guys were gone, Jacob managed to handle that situation quite well. So then I think we were at Myri. Myri was in the library studying.
Okay. So
She had, as Ethan put it, an awkward amount of stress.
Well, I was wanting to start a new project, but then I remember, aren't I supposed to be like haunted or something?
Yes, you are haunted. I'll be honest, it was going to come up, but you succeeded Like, cause it's ultimately one of those things where like, I was keeping in mind when I was determining your rolls, like the risk level of your rolls.
Okay.
It would have come up if you failed at better times, but yeah.
Okay.
But yes, you are haunted, and what that looks like here is yeah, like you're in the library, and the books that you've piled up, the ones that are good, every time you turn your back, one of them is thrown to the floor.
That's just petty.
Really passive aggressive haunting here.
You don't see Elise. You haven't seen Elise since that first night. But yeah, you get the sense, and you can feel it. Like it's like everywhere you go, it's a little cold, than it is usually. You're not sleeping well. The arms on, or the hairs on your arm and the back of your neck they raise as she approaches.
So, guess I'll just have to hold off on another long-term project one more time, or maybe I'll use a coin. But first things first, let's get rid of that ghost. So I think that's also a wheel thing, though.
There's a couple ways you can handle it. So you can acquire an asset to hire the services of a whisper. In this case, that whisper could be someone like Jacob. Which will but it could also be a whisper that you know. You could handle it in a different way, like a more academic or scientific way. You could there's like potions, like you can basically drink a bunch of Quicksilver, which will cause you to become repellent to ghosts. Will also make you sick. Basically, yeah, it kind of depends. Like how would you go about handling it? That's the first question I'll ask.
Well, my girl's good at ghost wards. Getting rid of or attracting ghosts. So if I could make like a little pendant to repel her.
Okay. I am going
that, or it's that or Jacob. If I don't know if she would. Like, would she know which one is the more if whispers are the more standard method, then she'd probably go to Jacob.
Whispers. So there's multiple ways of doing it. Like basically, if you want to keep the ghost alive, you have to do it under the table.
Mm-hmm.
Because a licensed whisperer is not going to do it. But if you go to someone like Jacob, where you do it yourself, or even someone like Stasia, your buddy Stasia, might have like methods that would help with it. You may be able to extract and keep the ghost. If you want to kill the ghost, that's actually easier to do. The issue is even if you put a ward out, when the ward wears off, she's going to come back. Okay. So it will give you temporary relief.
Okay.
So you probably are walking around with the Spirit Bane charm that you've warded with ghosts, and so like she's not on top of you like she was, but yeah, it's just like, like she's like 15 feet away, causing minor bits of mischief.
Great.
And so for how ghosts work, would confronting it with an emotional conversation resolve the issue permanently?
It could. It could.
I don't have pips in that though.
Yeah, so like ultimately, I guess it's just pick your favorite PC or NPC that you want to interact with right now, and we'll give you a couple of solutions. One that'll be quick and dirty, and one that'll be a long-term project.
Okay.
Can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Like I already have. May I request we go through experience for the score for the characters?
Now? Sure, yeah, we can do that now.
Because if we do that now, Ludes is going to have 3 pips in attune.
Ooh. Sure. We can quickly do that.
Pips! Let's go.
Well, we'll start with Ludes.
Nice.
Ludes. You addressed the challenge with no, that's I'm looking at Mary's. 1 second.
Stealth or evasion?
Was stealth or evasion? Evasion. At least once.
Yeah. All right, that's 1.
Baited death.
I guess
Sort
so.
of.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think you definitely did. Your drive to protect people you view as friends. I know you kind of said it in a joking manner, but you did it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Your beliefs, to a certain degree. Heritage or background, not so much today.
Yeah, not really.
You struggled with issues with your vice or traumas during the session. Yes. You definitely struggled with your traumas.
Okay,
Because
so I
you
guess
have
3.
them.
So my resolve goes up, and I get, well, I gotta click on the thing, get rid of that, get this, and then that leaves me with 1 more of those. I'm gonna put that right over here. There we go.
All right.
All right.
Ludes has 3 pips in attune, so if you want him to try to... Your ghost.
You gonna snort her again? Snorting ghosts?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what,
Are you?
happens.
Would you go see Lutz? That's the
No,
question.
probably not. I don't know. It's up to you.
Like Lutz, like I'll say this, like you all probably would notice, like as Myri comes and goes from the library, that she's being haunted because there's like obvious haunting activity occurring. In a world where ghosts are known to be true, it's like you don't assume that it's the wind, you assume it's a ghost.
Okay. All these candles keep blowing out every time you walk by.
I'm just gassy. Shut up.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, that is something you could do. You could go see Lutz. You could go see Jacob. You could there's an alchemical way to do this. There's like a way that you could do it with your ghost ward. Like you could do a more powerful version of it and whatever. It's just depending on what your end goal is, whether you want to keep it or kill it, will change how long these things take.
I think that's gonna go to whoever's that decision's gonna go to whoever's helping her out with that. It's like,
Okay.
hey, I got this ghost. Do you want to keep it or can we just kill it? Like, that's up to you. Like, this is like, look, I have a little ghost on a dinner plate. What would you like to do with it?
That's fair. So I guess I'll ask once again, who do you go to?
Trying to think. So Jacob, no, she actually, okay, because Lutz does weird, she knows that he does weird ghost stuff because when they were in jail, he told about getting information from ghosts, but then she also tag teamed the spirit ghost thing with Jacob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally true.
So your experience with Jacob is not that he is like communing with ghosts so much as that he's like
He
wrestling ghosts with like a lightning hook.
So he seems like the one to go to then.
Cool.
Okay.
Sorry, Lutz.
Oh, it's all good. They're both equally ghost grabby, so
Okay.
they just both do very different things when they get the ghost.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, so you approach Stormy, and I'll let you two play it out, and when you hit a point where I need rolls or mechanics come in, I'll step in.
All right, Myri just kind of brazenly approaches Jacob, just hello, Jacob. I don't know if there's anything you've been up to lately. What?
Shh, listen, this is my favorite part. Listen to him talk.
What the hell is going on with the Emperor? You ever notice the way that he's never farted?
You ever think about that? You ever think about gas? Vapors, you know, they escape. Maybe.
That'd make me question myself.
Maybe that's something. Circle of life. Death. What do you know about ghosts?
I know there's one following me right now.
Oh, don't say.
I don't know if you've noticed certain books flying around, ice showing up here and there.
One of the skeletons in the corner. That's why I wanted to say it. That's why I wanted to say it. You're gonna
What
laugh.
about it? What?
One of the skeletons in the corner, his jaw just kind of starts flapping, in time with what Myri is saying, like kind of mocking her.
Immature.
Well, I haven't really noticed. I've been a little distracted myself, but well, given now that you've pointed that out to me, you've taught that to me. See signs. What are you doing with this ghost? It's a friend of yours? Somebody you wronged? Somebody that wants vengeance? Or do they have a message?
Well, I don't think I've wronged her. I gave her a perfectly reasonable chance to escape, and that's on her what she did with it.
What are you asking me about this ghost for?
Well, obviously, she's making a nuisance of herself.
Do you want it?
Do you want it? I just want it gone. If you want
don't
it and
want
you
it.
think we could use it,
I mean, if you're not gonna, I'll take it.
I mean, we could use it. If there's an
Well, I
idea.
mean, hey now, you gotta come up with your own opinions, your own frame of reference.
You're the
Don't want
one.
it.
You're the one who'd be dealing with it. So that I give you the claim to it. Otherwise, we could share it. If you do not have any specific use for it,
I'll
it could
take
be a pool of bottles of ghosts.
it. Look, lady, I said I'll take it.
All right.
All right. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna have you settle down right here. The stool is relatively intact. Sit on down. Now you should focus on this ghost. Think about what you've done. What the ghost has done. Your links together between the two of you. Think about a way to get its attention. I see you thinking. I can smell it. It smells kind of like bug loaf on a hot day. Just focus. Focus on that connection between the two of you. Imagine it like a thread. A thread that wraps around you and travels through the air over to your old friend. Wraps around them and ties back together in a nice little bow. What do you think about that? I'm gonna trap that thing in a fucking jar.
All right. So go ahead and make your roll. I'm gonna turn this into quote unquote a long-term project. Basically, actually, I'm gonna say that the haunting will end on a success. On a full success. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna play it. On a full success, you will be able to capture the spirit. Otherwise, the spirit will evade you.
Now, hear me out. I do have a 1 pip and a tune if you want to make it a group action.
No, all you're gonna do is stress me out.
Okay, fine.
It's like, I don't think
Or you can. You also have the option to take 1 stress to assist and give them a
Oh,
bonus
okay.
die.
Oh, do that. Yeah, you stress your
Yeah.
own self out.
I'll take back 1 stress that I cleared out.
There you go.
2
Let-
stress.
Can you do 2? Can you do 2?
I can
No.
only do 1 in this instance.
Okay.
You can only assist once. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say if you can do 2, then you roll the die and you can't fuck yourself. But all right, here we go.
You could get a group though. You could do like one of those like
Hot damn.
There we go. That's what we needed.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
got
did
the
it.
full success. So, Myri, you dropped the ward, and yeah, what does it look like when Jacob attunes, like interacts with ghosts? Because it's obviously very different than the way Lutz would do it.
Yeah, he kind of, he's takes a deep breath in, lets it out, kind of shakes out, a little bit, shakes out his fingers, his hands, kind of loosens up, stretches, cracks his neck, kind of focuses for a little while till his eyes get blurry. Just a little bit. He's doing the thing like you do with the magic eye poster, you know what I'm talking about? Where you can see the schooner. Kind of focuses beyond point ahead of him, through time and space, and he focuses into the ghost field. And just as long as he manages to keep his point of focus on that specific nothing, it all seeps through.
And
Feel
you
it.
you
He hears it
you
like a
yeah.
whisper in my bones.
and you see her Alice, the vague humanoid shape that's like fluctuating, but this is a reconciled spirit. This is someone who has maintained their sanity, and you know that this is probably a fairly new spirit.
That sucks for them.
So when you look at her, she looks at you back.
I take a look. Just focus on that thread. Both of you, focus together. Focus. Now, I know this might seem unpleasant. Frankly, I don't care. I'm just gonna snatch you. I'm gonna put you in this here jar. Nothing personal. Live once, you die. You linger where you don't belong.
She nods, and then tries to run.
Always do. I always do. Might be fast, but faster.
And do you catch her with the lightning hook?
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
Yeah. So like a spring trap, the lightning hook flies out around the spirit's neck, and Myri, you see the spirit get drawn out of the ghost field, and you see the shape of Elise
Oh my god!
as she.
Sorry, that's so cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got excited.
No, it's okay. Yeah, you pull the spirit like out of the ghost field, and Myri can see it as you like shove it into the spirit jar, and you hear the sobs that you heard in prison
Oh my god!
as she's
like,
once again imprisoned.
It's so fucking cool. You see him just like lash out with the hook, and like he lashes at nothing, and then suddenly like he like cinches, and like there's the ghost. Like, oh man, that's so fucking cool.
and like
Yeah,
most
it's
of our
great.
other problems, we just put it in a bottle and we're
Yeah.
good.
As it
bottle it
pushes
up.
down.
Yeah, dude, it's how I handle my emotions.
Yes. So Myri, that was your acquire asset. If you had acquired asset and gone to an outside whisper, it would have cost you a coin.
Okay.
And you definitely want to keep the spirit, but now at least it's in the party. We have Dio, aka Albatross. Albatross,
Wake up!
what are you up to? What are you
Hey
up
man,
to?
I'm about to hit my like near 24th hour of being awake right now. I am.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Well,
Yeah, no.
we're getting to the end. This is your last downtime action.
Dio's got a 9 o'clock shadow on his face.
Okay, last one.
I mean, you can pay for extra if you want, but I know that you like, so you're 1 pip out of 4 onto your next, like if you want to fully recover. That's a quick and easy one you could do.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Just try to heal up, and I'm be fully prepared for the next outing that these fine cultists want to go out and nearly get everyone killed in.
Yeah. So go ahead again. Make it tier 1 faction or fortune roll. So just roll 1 die. And we'll see where it is. Okay. So you would have 2. So that would bring me to 1. I'm trying to figure out if it's worthwhile to spend the coin. Or well, I'll tell you how much it is, and you decide if it's worthwhile. Sorry. When you mark so 1 to 3 is 1 segment, 2 segments, 3 segments. You need 3 segments, so it would be 2 more coin to bump it up. Otherwise, you can take that 1 extra, and that'll stay. You'll still have the level 1 harm, but there's worse things in the world.
Yeah, I don't want to spend the coin right now. So I will hold off on, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be that much easier the next time you go to recover. Yes, you are feeling better, like a lot better than when you came in. Like he did a pretty good job of like sewing you up, and there's definitely like the gauze and the padding in there. It's still tender, it's still sore. So you can you have your level 1 harm once bitten, but you're feeling better than you were anyways. And you nod to the doctor, and Celine and you go for a walk in the markets before you leave. And yeah, we move on to Vey, unless there's anything else Dio wants to talk about right now. I know you're hitting the end of your night there, so I don't want to push you if there's nothing you want to say. But
yeah,
go ahead.
There's nothing I can think of right now. I'm gonna go put.
No worries. Okay, so we go over to Ethan / Vey. Vey, you
right.
You spent some time underground. You saw some fleshy ceilings. What do you do with your day now?
Well, in my head, I was like, oh, like I think I'm gonna keep on that project clock. But then I realized that I do have 2 level 1 harms right now, and so I'm assuming that means if I get another level 1, it bumps up.
It automatically
to 2,
become
right?
a level 2. Yep.
Yeah. So it's kind of double-barreled both things in there. So let's go deal with this toothache, I guess. So I think I'm gonna go visit Sawtooth.
Yeah, you go to Sawtooth. Lutz is there too, but he's like laughing and tripped out on ether. And Sawtooth is like, oh yeah, finally came by about that tooth, eh? I'm here. And yeah, he just says come here, and then you can go ahead and roll your fortune roll, tier 2.
So, sorry, I do fortune to die.
Yeah.
Fortune to not die. Okay. All right.
Okay. So that's a mixed success. That's 2 pips. So you're halfway full on your recover. You can pay. It would be. Let me see. Yeah, it would be 2 coin, unfortunately, to clear it in one go, or you can pay 1 coin, and basically do it again.
Do another roll.
Yeah, like you're doing another downtime action to recover, but it would all be in the same scene.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, maybe waking up from the ether, there's still tooth pain.
Oh, he
and
didn't
it's
give you
just-
ether.
Oh no. Oh.
No,
I hate that.
he said come here, and he grabbed your tooth. He got a wiggle, and then he slipped some Novocaine in there, and he's doing something, but like you can't really feel it, and you're like a little bit scared to look at him.
And like this conversation itself makes me, not as a character but as a person, uncomfortable
Yes, I
enough.
know.
So I'm just gonna roll another fortune 2 die
Yeah.
and see where this lands.
Okay. Yeah. So that's another 2. You cleared it.
All right.
So,
Yay.
yeah, he does half decent dentistry work. Takes him a bit of time. Charges you more than you would have liked. But yeah.
They always do.
Yeah, and notably, he didn't really. He was not super generous with the pain relief with you. And yeah, he sends you out pretty quick, and then is immediately back to like performing surgery. Like he stopped performing surgery to fix your tooth, and then he turns back and he's like sewing up lewds on the table.
Just mix up all those germs,
Like-
you know.
Wax the
Yeah,
tooth
he-
out. Okay, back to surgery.
Notably, he
Hey,
did not
we're
wash his
blood
hands.
brothers now.
Yes. So that's all our downtime actions. I know that we're getting towards the end of the night, and I'm totally down. To call it a night here. Is there anything anyone wants to tackle before we do that? Anything anyone wants to say, do? Anyone you would like to speak to? We can handle paying Lord Skurlock in the next section, because that might be a lengthier conversation.
Oh yeah, we don't get
Sounds
to
good.
keep all our coin. That's right.
Yeah,
Ugh,
we gotta pay off
Yeah.
people.
I hate how this world works. It's too realistic.
Everyone's making me pay taxes. Yeah, my property taxes came in last week, and I cried.
All right. I think we're good to call it. We can...
Other than
Yeah.
XP, other.
Oh.
other
Oh yes,
oh, yeah, the
we
rest
will.
of you guys. Yeah, you guys probably want
We'll
some
flip
experience.
through XP. Yeah.
Let's
just-
do Dio before he dies.
Yes, Dio. Take 1,000 XP. No, I'm kidding. You addressed the challenge with tracking your violence. Yes, multiple times.
Yeah.
all the time.
Let's give you 2. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I have one instance in mind that I can think of. You were very quick to defend lewds. You were very quick to put yourself in danger above other people being in danger. I think that you expressed your beliefs and drives that way. Is there anything else you can think of there, Dio?
At this moment, no.
Okay.
Talked about getting into the circle of the flame. Didn't do
Oh, that
anything
it
about
did.
it, but did mention it. I don't know. if
Oh,
off
actually,
comments
yeah.
count.
Your background. Yeah. Give yourself another one for your background there. You got to speak with one of your allies and had a moment.
So it's
So you're at 4 XP right now. You struggle with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. Vice, not so much this time, but traumas, yes, you acquired a trauma. Yes, and remember, the more you let your traumas impact the score and let negative things happen to you because of them, or do stupid things because of them, the more XP you get. So keep that in mind.
It's really cool. It's like the more harm you take, the faster you grow. I love it.
Yeah. Jacob Bridgewater, because he's here,
Oh,
give him 1 XP.
I gladly.
Faye Helker. Sorry, I'm.
Calculation or conspiracy.
This session, not so much. Calculation for sure. 1 point because you guys just did that study and you calculated the chandelier saving Albatross. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Definitely with your beliefs and drives when you were indulging in your vice. Heritage, background. I'm gonna give you 2. I think this is the first time Vay has ever stabbed anyone in our games. I don't know what he was up to before the game, before we started playing. Like,
I think that was first blood. I would say, yeah.
yeah. I mean, oddly enough, it didn't bleed. So your first blood didn't even. But that's just because hollows don't bleed. You expressed your beliefs, Dresser. Yes, we already went through that. You struggle with issues from your vice or traumas. You aren't traumatized enough, bro.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, and your vice worked out well for you this time. You got to see something grotesque, and it didn't hurt you.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. And then we have Myri. You address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. Just as with Ethan, that chandelier thing, it was he applied the calculation so that you could conduct mayhem. I think that you should get a point for that. Technical skill, yeah, you were working around with bombs and stuff like that. You rolled at that at least once. It didn't work well,
Didn't work,
you did
but I
roll.
tried.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yeah, I think so. Background not so much, but beliefs and drives, I think. Yeah, I'm struggling to pull the exact instance out of my head, but I know that I marked at least once, and I would say probably twice. You struggled with issues from your vice or traumas. Again, no traumas. You got to work on that. But vice, I will say yes. Maybe it was because of the distracting ghost. Maybe it was because your heart just wasn't in it, but you didn't pull off as much stress as you could have hoped, and you put yourself in an awkward amount of stress because of it. Yeah, so yeah, you can take 1 XP for that.
Okay,
So
that's 4.
Yeah, 4 total. And with XP finalized there, we did crew XP already. Yep. Awesome.
We didn't put the crew XP in. So you had
Oh.
mentioned getting 6, but I didn't throw the pips in because we only need 3 more. I didn't know what happens.
No, I put those in. You were at 0 because you had filled up before.
I thought we did. I thought we had filled. Oh,
You've already gotten a crew upgrade, or like another special ability,
okay.
like a couple
Cool.
sessions back.
All right,
So,
sorry about
and
that. Good.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, you're at 6 there, total. And yeah, I think we're all full on XP, and we've got our downtime finished. Next week we'll be returning, finding yet another crime to pull, potentially meeting a new face, and we will see you all next week. Toodaloo.